So, first series in Group D, Season 5 Platinum. We have not seen any of the players in this group yet. Some of these players you're probably going to recognize. The big one there, of course, is probably the Viper. Viper will be playing. We've got Vivi in there, Dragonstar, Sato, and then we have Dark and Mihai. Now, Dark and Mihai, I would kind of put at the same level in terms of overall talents, but Dark had a crazy run in Titans League Season 4. He ended up going 4-1 in terms of set wins, so I think he was 2-1 in a lot of those playoff threes, but he still won majority of his sets, including beating Viper. Then he went to the playoffs where he beat Yo, then he beat Tato, and then he ended up losing in the semifinals up against Leary. That was a crazy performance. And after that, everyone was like, man, Dark it's finally his time. Dark top 10, here we go. And then it hasn't happened again since. So, I mean, that doesn't mean Dark has been playing well. It's just really hard to replicate that performance for him. So, he is a bit of a wild card. And then Mihai is a player who I've been waiting to say is consistently top 16, is maybe even consistently top 10. I think he is very similar to Dark. He's got the potential, but he just needs to string some consistent results together. So, Mihai is playing as the Italians. The map is Coast Arena. On a scale of 1 to 6,732,000, what do you guys think about this map? Because I'm near the north of that, whatever number I just said. The number's very high. I love this map. I think it's produced some really interesting games so far. You've got the water, and you have the land, so it's a mix of water and the arena style. The most important thing to point out, though, is we have fixed the stones and golds forward in their base. So it'd be a very different map if you had back gold and back stone. Tower rushing is possible. We've seen that from Koreans. Castle dropping is very likely. But then water is always so important, too, with the fishing eco and the oysters. The other thing about this season, which is crazy and also kind of terrifying at the same time, the new patch comes out in 10 days. There's a new DLC included and a new water balance. So we will have 2 weeks for players to get used to an already very difficult map. And then they are also implementing the new patch. And we're going to all figure that out ourselves, right? I think even for me, I'm not going to have an idea of exactly how things are going to play out. So that'll make this map even more interesting. But what you do have is you do have the gold on the shoreline. These are oysters you can take with fishing ships and vills. So if you were to get pushed off your main gold, you do have that. It's 4 areas of oysters, which is about, I think that's 1,800 gold. Mihai is the better water sieve here because he's gone for the Italians. But Dark has the more standard arena pick with the Turks. So free light cav upgrade. Gunpowder's crazy strong. It's just, how do you want to balance that, right? Because if you want to play gunpowder, you need food. And the best way to get lots of food is to have lots of fish. But then if you play Navy to keep your fish alive, then you're not castle dropping your opponent. It's very tricky. I wouldn't hate Mihai, though, just going water and adapting based on what he sees. And I think if you see very little resistance on water, then you probably try and switch into some archers or something on land. You just have to play it by ear a little bit. Italians have that luxury. Italians actually have nice counter to gunpowder later on with the condotieros as well. But yeah, there's a lot of gold in the map. Lots of res in general. But most of the gold and stone is all positioned towards the middle. So, and also the relics are obviously there, just like Arena. There is something that players, I think, need to get used to on this map. As I see a barracks from Mihai, which is surprising. I think they need to get used to redocking. So you're going to see them fish out all of this. And then in a game where one player has one water, they then end up having their fishing ships just go idle, or even having to build fish traps, which sounds good, but sometimes you're getting pushed on land and units run in here. But if you delete your own little seawall and you walk this way and just build another dock, there's tons of fish. So fish are going to be crazy strong. What is this build? Is he going to go transport? I saw one other player do this. It was Daniel in Gold League. He went transport and archers, and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing. But I think that's what he's doing. He's going militia. He's adding a transport ship. What? All right. I mean, meanwhile, Dark, he had a bit of a rough time with his build here. He wants to click Feudal Age. He got housed. So he's down half a villager because of that. Dark is just going with heavy fishing ships. And I assume fast castle. Oh, come on, Mihai. Bring a villager. Bring a villager for a forward dock. This could be so good. If you just bring the army, it's a problem. Okay, there he goes. I mean, we'll see what happens. Game number 1. I don't know if Mihai really loves this map. I think there's a very good chance that he was hoping not to have to play this. Because the way the map draft works for this season, you each get a ban, you each get a pick, you each ban 5 maps, and then there's 3 remaining. And of that 3, game 1 is randomed. In years past, we just had players ban until there was 1 remaining. And you might not have seen this map. I think both players probably took a chance. They're like, I don't really like that one. But we'll hope that we don't get unlucky. But, like, holy crap. Borgdor, thank you. Z-Swam, thank you. Here he comes. Just passing, bro. And what does Dark do? Does Dark even notice this? He has to notice this, right? Hello. Dark sees it. And there's an archer range here. Oh, my God. I mean, Dark has no loom. He does get the walls down, which saves his vills initially. But his whole game plan will change. Everything about this changes. And there's also a fire galley coming from Mihai. Dark has loom queued up. Dark was never planning on military. He goes for the barracks now. He needs more quick walls. What a build from Mihai just to take control. And yeah, good pressure. Dark still wants to go Castle Age, but he can't now. He has to add fire galleys. He needs to get over to gold to make more fire galleys. There is a tower going up here from Mihai. But guys, Dark can be really good under pressure. I played with him in a 2v2 tournament, and I just found, like, he's so good. Sometimes it feels like he's underreacting, but I think he just does a good job at calculating it. Here might have been an underreaction, though. You never see any chaos when you watch him play. But this might end up being bad for him. That tower is going up for Mihai. This tower isn't up for Dark yet. Man-at-Arms are also battering through the house. The villagers aren't building, dude. The villagers aren't building. He's moving these vills around. He gets the stone wall. It would be crazy if he doesn't lose the villager here. What? That's insane. Look how weak the villagers are inside that tower. Okay, well, for now, he saves those vills. He's still under a lot of pressure. There's still going to be archers. For now, he's also saving his fish. The man-at-arms are problematic, though, because the tower can't end up hitting them, and now he drops the archer range. Sorry, but I have to see the eco. Okay, we have shorefish. We have villagers on oysters. We've got berries. So it's a pretty clean economic situation for Mihai. He is adding fishing ships as well. Dark is still repairing his tower. Dark can't batter down this tower because the man-at-arms and archers are always around. But Dark holds on water so far. Archers from Mihai are going to run this way, which Dark doesn't have a response for because he can't tower there. And Dark needs to wall that out, and he doesn't see it. He's not expecting it. I think this pressure is paying off for Mihai. The archers being over here is such a nice position. He'll let that villager go, but he runs right to the wood line. And now Dark will fight this back. There's some weak vills, though. Mihai's fighting back. Dark is out of stone. He can't repair anymore. Fletching just came in, too, so the tower's actually ranging the vills. And you have the archers over here, and Dark is still trying to quick wall. 6-0 eco KD for Mihai. This is a crazy opening. I mean, I'd like to publicly apologize to Daniel for calling him out for transporting on this map. Because he lost that game. And I just thought, well, that's just stupid. But now I'm looking at this, and it's kind of genius. What a great job. It could easily turn around for Mihai if he doesn't prioritize water. There are 3 fire galleys on the way. But that's already enough damage where I feel like you'd be very happy. And it seems like he's timed it out perfectly. He'll lose his transport ship, but he will have enough fires to defend his fish. And his tower How is this tower not... How is Mihai's tower not shooting his tower down? Mihai does need to be careful that he doesn't lose all of his army to this tower. And lose his vills as well. I don't know exactly how that just turned around, guys, but I thought for sure that Mihai was going to shoot this tower down. But Dark is holding. Dark has some skirms around. Dark will kill those 2 forward villagers. Mihai probably shifted his focus more so on the water. And yeah, that's some great hits with the demos. All right, I mean, Dark could build a market and balance out his resources. He ends up killing some villagers. He's adding a few more fishing ships. He has 0 defense on water if these fire galleys come back over. So he'll need some more production. But maybe he's put an end to this attack. Yeah, Garta, that's true. We might have actually had the tower bug and I didn't notice it, where the tower wasn't fighting for Mihai. That's actually a very good call, chat. I can go back and look later, but I think we should continue to cast now. I want to see what happened there. It was odd because I thought they both were out of stone, but Mihai had more inside the tower. But remember, Mihai also left the tower with his archers to go raid this side. So maybe that's what happened, is he left and he didn't have as much arrow fire. Dark's going to be on the way up, but Dark is not going to have much protection for his fishing ships. His 3 fires on the way, and apparently there's a demo back there. I think, if anything, Dark should try and play like heavy siege pressure or something. Mihai's on stone for a castle. Mihai's on gold. Mihai even dropped in range here to get some army into the middle. And still Dark, as he deletes his whole stone wall there. Dark hasn't killed this yet. I mean, it's just clear that like, Mihai's setting the tone of this game. I don't know how Dark hasn't killed this yet. He has 4 archers inside of his town center. So I think he could always go chase that down. He's adding more fire galleys. He's actually fleeing with a villager over here. So maybe he'll go for one of those docks we mentioned. Hasn't lost many fishing ships yet. Fishing ships are weak, but they'll still work just as efficiently if they're weak. That's a nice hold from Dark. There's the other dock from Dark. Damn, what a crazy map. Hero Fold, I did not make this map, no. All the maps so once we decide on the map pool, which is more of a team thing, there's lots of maps that I like or the team doesn't like, and then basically I have the final say. I'm really picky because I want the maps to be good and I want them to be balanced. But yeah, once we decide on the map pool, we then look through the balance of it. So I get in a call, T-West is the scripter, and I say like, hey, we need this and we need that. So the one main thing for me, I thought this map was crap if the stone and gold wasn't always fixed on the front. And that's a big factor right now because Mihai is dropping a castle on the stone for Dark. Dark is going to have to fall back. But I think it might have been better to hit the gold. Like, maybe he didn't realize, maybe he didn't know. It was a very messy game. But, like, that's not a bad castle. But imagine if he placed it on the gold. He could always bring some army over to disrupt the gold anyways. I think the War Galley upgrade being cheap is really nice here for Mihai. The archer range will go down for him, but it did its job. Dark is recovered on water. Dark is making a transport ship? I don't know what that's for. Maybe it's for these archers, but that's kind of wild. What does Dark do here? I feel like he needs a siege workshop. Again, sometimes when you watch Dark, it feels like he's underreacting. I just... Here, does it look like maybe he notices? He's sending the fires this way, so they're going to miss each other. The fires for Mihai are being sneaky. There's also a transport ship this way. He's going to transport for 3 archers. Nobody expects it. That might be good. Relics are coming in for Mihai. Ridiculous game. The fire galleys for Mihai still need to hunt the fish. But now, maybe the fish will go down for Mihai. He does have a lot of demos here. He's got 3 demos, so I don't think he'll lose his fish. I'd like to see this castle focus on the wall. Okay, he is doing that, actually. So now he can run in. And we have a panic TC from Dark. That is very last minute, though. I just think he's struggling to keep up with the game right now. I know score says he's ahead, but it feels like Mihai's in such a good spot. That castle is so strong. Dark completes the town center. Now Mihai will go for a siege workshop. But Mihai can run right in here as well. Like, the wood line's exposed. Transport! Let's go! Archer comeback time! All right. I mean, he's about to get some good damage, and there's no army here, so boom. He's killed 1 Vil, 2 Vils. Worth it. And especially if he gets to the stone and gold on the front, Mihai might need to send some army home. Mihai sending a skirmisher home. Do the seawalls block the fire? Oh, God, they do. Those fires for Dark are not doing any damage. Mihai didn't even realize. He shouldn't have moved. So the seawalls block the fire damage from the enemy. That's really good to know. The transport comes back to save the archers. They must be good friends. But the wood line. I think this is where it all falls apart here for Dark. The wood line. The castle can send Genoese crossbowmen right in. That is some crazy damage. And there's going to be siege onto the town center too. Dark can't drop a counter castle because he doesn't have stone. Dark hasn't killed the fishing ships, really. He's harassing them, but not getting the kills. His transport might end up going down, and the archers don't know how to swim. This might be Mihai's game. All on the back of the transport ship. I think if you're the one pressuring the middle on this map, you just can't lose water right away. As long as you hold on water for a little while, then take the land, it's really good. But sometimes you see the extremes where one guy has water and then the other guy has land, and it's... The water player can still take gold from the oysters, right? So, oftentimes you see the water player in those situations have the faster Imperial Age. I think this is an example. This isn't... None of this was perfect for Mihai, but it's just to create chaos, right? And take initiative and be aggressive. I love it. And it's a bit of a statement, too. Maybe he feels like his multitasking is a little bit better than Dark's. Dark's going to win water. Dark has enough fire ships where I would foresee that happening, but that would take a lot of time. And it's at a point where it might not necessarily matter. Mihai has a couple monks that collected those relics. And he has redemption now. So with redemption, he could just convert the defensive siege from Dark and continue sinking damage into this town center. Impressive from Dark to still be in the game because it feels like so many things have gone wrong. But now he knows redemption is in. And you just hope you can get the kill because Sanctity isn't in. But Mihai's microing it. And I'm sure the next thing he'll do is get Sanctity. The Genoese crossbowmen are there too. Nice split micro from Mihai. Who needs the monk at this point? And yeah, the Mangonel gets deleted because Dark knew he would lose it. More micro from Mihai. His micro is insane. But, I mean, you got to get Sanctity because then your monks... Oh! That was a nice shot. If you get Sanctity, then your monks can get hit once by the siege, and they'll always have enough time to get the conversion, so... Genoese crossbowmen probably aren't needed anymore either. Maybe you can invest some of that wood into some farming eco, some town centers. He's on 3 TCs already. This is really nice. Dark is saving for Imp right now. Which might be the only way to come back in the game. Nice micro from Dark. You'll take that. That's a 1-for-1 trade. Monks haven't actually done too much for Mihai yet. And Dark has this stone. Is Dark about to click up? Dude, I mean... I still feel like the monks shut this down, but maybe there's a chance. Mihai has to micro. Dark has to be careful, though. No! Redemption, no! Don't go imp in this TC. No! He clicked imp in this TC. At least he realized. I don't think this town center is staying up for very long. Yeah, I mean, this town center is not staying up. He can't take the stone. He can't take any gold except for a little bit from the oysters. He does still have fire ships. And there's pressuring on the water, like we said. But imp into what exactly is the play? He's adding fish because he knows he's won the water. But this is brutal. There's 400 gold there. There's 200 gold there. And he's stonewalling, and he's still going to try, and he's falling back. He might not get imp. That's at 40%. I don't even know if he can defend the imp TC. As risky as it looks, I think this is the best play from Dark to win this game is the Turks. So it's probably the right thing to try. But Mihai's just had a great game. Again, he loses his fish, but he's not completely losing water. He's got a great farming eco. Does he make it to Imp, guys? Yes or no? It's got 900 HP at 70%. He would have to repair. Okay, he's repairing. You all are saying no. But repair villagers might... repair with more! Repair with more! Repair with more! Quick, 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 quick! Fast! Fast! It went down to 3 HP! It's gone, surely. Oh my god! That was close. That was close. I mean, if he brought these villagers to repair, maybe he saves it. But even if he makes it to Imp, this army was through. This army would be around. A lot of these vills are exposed. He's getting pushed on the wood line. I think he could make like 1 or 2 bombard cannons. And with 1 or 2 bombard cannons, that's not going to be enough. Monks could still probably convert. I actually think Mihai has enough eco. He could just drop stables and make some knights at that point. That was a crazy game. So, I thought Dark played well, but it was at a disadvantage after the opening for Mihai. And now we need to factor that in as a possibility on this map, because it actually can work. Here I thought the Italians would just play water and play economy, but it was a mix of both. Well played there from Mihai. That was literally everything the map offers, guys. Like if I were instead of a used car salesman, if I was like a used map salesman and I would try and sell you on this map, I'd be like, yeah, you've got the water and the gold on the outside and you've got the ability to go transports. You know, I'd say all these things you wouldn't think would happen. Sorry to any used car salesmen out there. I've had weird experiences, but no, that was everything. Land, water, outside, inside, castle drops, monks. Sick. Great game. So Dark picked humans first, which made me think he would have to play them. But it could have been mind games. And here we are. Bypass. He goes humans, and he's going to attempt a second TC. I saw this matchup in Gold League. What ended up happening was the Cuman player built this TC here, and then the Roman player went full like Scorpion and Pikemen and Rams, and went Fast Castle and tried to pressure all this. But hold up. We've got some early action. Mihai. He should know, if he knows the map, that the Rhino always spawns on the front. Okay, he didn't see it, but he's bringing forward a villager. And wait a second. Dark is going to build a house there. Hello. What is that wall? Is that just to be annoying so he can't leave the gate? Is that actually worth it? People do that at low elo because it confuses people. But like, Dark could just delete his wall and leave. Okay. That's kind of funny at the very least. Mihai is also going to build a second layer of walls behind because he's scared he's going to get pressured. Well, you know what could be really good here? Something Tata would do is tower rush into the second TC. Dark is trying to push Zebra from the other side of the map. Which tells me he didn't find these. I don't know what he's trying to do. He's trying to push Zebra from the outside of the map, which is doable, but it will take some time. But yes, let me back up and let me just start from scratch here. We got Cumans. You usually only see them because they're going to go fast feudal 2 TC. And no matter what civ you're playing, you normally need to base your strategy around destroying those town centers. And so I would like to see Dark, if he's going to try the second TC, don't build it in the same spot as your first one. Build it over here. And then it's separated. And then at least if one economy gets killed, the other is safe. It obviously is harder to get going if you do that, but that would make sense to me. I want to see Mihai go Fast Castle, Scorpions, and Rams. And just play like double Siege Workshop. I think Romans can do it. It's cheaper to make the Scorpions. And yeah, I just don't think both civs kind of have an awkward late game, but I just don't think you want this to become a boom game. But if you're not going to be aggressive, you could also just go Fast Castle and go 3 town centers. But then you give Dark a lot of initiative over the map. So, I don't know. Welcome, Sia Queen. First time on the channel. Says, love the content, T90. And I love my husband. Oh, that's... that's funny. Thank you. Not funny that you love your husband, and not funny that you love the channel, but I thought it was funny that you showed up, you said I love the channel, and you needed to also add that you loved your husband. So maybe he's hanging out watching the stream with you. But yeah, well played. And Dark ended up getting one of the zebra from the outside. He'll try and push in the zebra that's a bit closer now. Hold the gate open with the sheep. But maybe Dark kind of played his hand a little bit because he had already played Turks. I do have the Civ draft here. I think this is the draft. Or is that the other way around? Hold on, we're getting this. We're getting this. We got this. Yeah, this is the draft. So let's think about this. He went Turks. Vietnamese could have easily been played here. Wei could have easily been played here. Georgians maybe as well. So it actually wasn't that clear to Mihai that he would do this. But Romans is Mihai's last pick, having already played Italians. I would have thought Spanish here. So maybe he went Romans because he expected to be up against... Yeah, I think I don't see a reason why you'd pick Romans over Spanish, to be honest. So, all right. Trying to get into the habit of showing that stuff. I also have the groups. Can I get some oohs and ahs from chat? Ooh. Ah. Yeah, I'm going to get you in the habit of using this stuff. We added a bunch of stuff into my stream deck here just to make things look a bit nicer. But unfortunately, I am in full control of it, and that is the downside. So you have to wait until I get used to it. I'll get used to it. The final week is going to be perfect. We have like over a month now, so. Thank you. Legendary Newbie says T90 is Ganji coming back. Ganji's going to have to step it up if he wants to stay a gold player. But he's a really good player, so I could see it. So the funny thing about these walls is if Dark wanted to scout the front to see the big, massive palisade walls, that he can't do that without deleting his own wall. But he never did it. So, like... and he's not pressuring either. At least not yet. So this wall is looking kind of silly. As far as Mihai's concerned. Mihai's definitely doing what we said. He's trying to go fast castle into some heavy pressure. And that's where the second town center is going for Dark. Which is risky. But if you do what I said and you go to the outside, that is a lot of walking time. And it's just really bad for your economy to do that, so... But the way I think this game is going to pan out, I think it's going to be full feudal army. Mods, we can have a Don Cabron joke. That's fine. That's not a big deal. Everybody knows what happened there. That's fine. Oh, yeah, the group's still up. Thank you. But, yeah. Wait, this is bugged. It shouldn't stay up. Alright, this is not my fault, but it glitched out on me. And now it won't Oh, wait. It's gone now. Okay. Well, let me know if anything else pops up. Blacksmith and market there for Mihai. I think the plan is Siege Workshop. Both players pushed in as much food as they can. But yeah, I think what this will turn into is Dark has to play full feudal against this. So he's going to get pushed heavily on the front of his base. So a full feudal scout sounds good, but it takes a long time to get there. And then this is a choke point, which is really good for the Scorpions. I don't know if I like this. T90, I am watching Ted Lasso, and must I say, you have a striking resemblance to Jason Sudeikis. I think if Jason Sudeikis didn't have the mustache, he wouldn't be saying that. But I was almost Ted Lasso for Halloween one year. It's a good show, but I don't know how similar I actually look to Jason Sudeikis. But I've heard much worse. I've had people compare me to freaking Joffrey from Game of Thrones before, so it's maybe one of the most offensive. That's at least in the top 5 of most offensive comparisons I've received. So Dark doesn't know what the opponent's doing. Mihai can see the TC now, so he knows. He just finds this out, which is at a good time because he has to decide on how he plays this. I think you just got to storm the middle, but you're down by a lot of villagers. It's got to be quick. And that's the thing. If you don't kill off that Cuman eco, they will just surpass you in everything. You could maybe justify a mix of like push and TCs, but that's tough too. Almost feels like you're down 15 vills already. Just go full army. But some people like to still go for the second town center. Dark is clearly expecting the pressure, but what happens when he loses 13 houses? It's smart to build your houses here because it's your best form of wall in feudal, but like, you better realize when this starts to get pushed that you're going to need houses elsewhere, dude. Oh, man, here we go. Double siege workshop. I love it. I love it. Go 1 ram, about maybe 2 rams, 2 scorps. And Dark needs to sense this. Dark needs to know, and Dark needs to go army. But he wants to go Castle Age. Interesting. All right. I mean, if he can click up, maybe he has enough time, but he will have no army against this. And here we go. Mihai is moving forward. Mihai's scout is just attacking the gate right now. Dark scout is a little bit weaker, so he actually doesn't want to go mess with that right now. And... Dude, I'm so happy we're seeing this scenario, guys. This is so funny. This is so funny. We have a house wall against siege. We have unloomed villagers building for their lives right now. I just cannot wait to see what happens to Dark's pop space and see if Dark can survive. He's getting loom. He should click up in the back TC. You should never click up in the front TC. It's too risky. And you got to run for gold elsewhere, too. I don't think you can take this gold much longer. Okay, he's going on his way. Now, you can build the siege workshop in feudal age with the Civ, but you can only make your own rams. So I don't know if that's a play to make your own rams here. I think you have to basically hope and wait till Castle Age. But, dude, this is so quick. And you still have to protect your vills, right? Like, the scorpions can kill vills. I don't see how Dark survived. He has to run. We literally... Story time. We literally put the resources here on the sides after early versions of Bypass because of someone getting pushed in the middle. That someone was me. I was like, if I actually had some resources on the outside to expand to with a couple mills, I would have been fine. And, you know, it went both ways. We did, like, a bunch of different games to eventually get here, but it's the interesting aspect of the map, but you can't forget that exists. You can lose your farming eco, drop a mill out here, and you're good. Okay, that siege workshop's in the back. This TC is just researching wheelbarrow. He will probably make it to Castle Age. But I don't know if he'll have a siege workshop. And Mihai is booming as well. Mihai's getting the second TC. The eco for Dark is crazy inefficient. Wheelbarrow did complete in the last second. Dark, please castle drop his base right now. That is the best play. Because you're in trouble. Yeah, oh my god. Oh my god. I love this so much. This is so good, dude. This is so good. He has enough stone. He might build some town centers. But imagine if he castle drops over here. Dark is abandoning his entire eco. You can tell he's in adapt mode because that's not a mining camp I would advise. He does have this siege workshop. That could make a mangonel, maybe. But yeah, he's just running. He has to be careful with his wood. Oh, he still has the market, but like... I don't know, man. Like, I'm looking over here. These vills don't have a mill yet. These vills don't have a mill yet. He might run out of wood. But... this is a wasteland now. Like, Dark's whole base has been evacuated. And, it will be hard for his eco to be very efficient with how they're currently working. It's not game over. He still has a 10 villager lead. But what a great job from Mihai, guys. This was perfect. And it's just so risky to go for Cumans here. If you do it on Arena, you have a stone wall at least, and you have space. But on Bypass, oh, man. I mean, Miyako, I think the Romans was a really good call. But... is this better than the Spanish? It was my thought. With Ram Scorpion push, it absolutely is. Spanish would have to play like castle. You'd have to build a castle here. Then you'd have to wait for mangonels. Then maybe Dark has a little bit more time. So yeah, Romans was a really good call. Scorpion's over on the side, going for a raid. Down goes the Scorpion. Now there's a Lion, though. Dark went from 2 TCs back to 2 TCs. He no longer has the stone, though. And the Ram Scorpion train is coming. Oh, Dark. Oh, no. I mean, he's going to run out of places to run. He's going to have to run into Mihai's base. I think the only way he could have won is if he saved his stone and placed a castle on Mihai's face. But maybe he can hold this. I don't think he knew what direction the siege was coming, but he really should have, right? He should have, because this gate went down. No gold income for him. He needs to get the vills on gold. There's still gold here, too. And the one ram is about to go down. He is making a mangonel. But Mihai's eco has been really impressive, too. Oftentimes, if you're going for pressure like that, your eco is garbage. But he got horse collar before every farm. He got bow saw super early. Mihai's looking good. And I think Dark might be more well-known than Mihai. But like I said, I think level-wise, they're very close. And a lot of that's just because Dark can be relatively inconsistent. Dark's holding. Oof. And Vill count's even now. Res collected's even. We have villagers this way from Mihai. He'll find quite a few villagers from Dark. Oh, this ram is going to go so hard. There's still 19 houses in there. I genuinely should be ramming down the houses. But what on earth is this game? I guess still much better for Mihai because he's 3 town centers. I see a monastery, so he's thinking about a couple relics. I also see scorpions this way, so he's hoping to pressure. Would love to see a barracks and a stable from Dark. I feel like light cav is achievable, but I think he's just been hit so hard he can't sort out what to do. He is dropping the barracks now. But this group is difficult. For Dark to replicate what he did in the previous season would be a tough task. He was top 4. And you're seeing it now. Mihai is really sharp, clearly prepped. What I would want to ask him is if he faced this in practice. Because the Roman's choice is looking pretty clutch right now. And it just the ratios at what he added to it, it felt all very calculated. He went for just enough army, and then he switched into the eco at the perfect times. Dark is going to get his market denied. So another market he loses. How many siege workshops did he build this game? Like, is this his... He's got one on this side. He's got one on this side. And then he made, like, 3 in his base? Look at the value destroyed stat. 6,600 value destroyed by Mihai this game. That's a lot of buildings and units, of course. If you spend your wood on that many siege workshops, there's a problem. We will see a Lancer, though. We do have the stable there. I think Mihai spotted that and knows. So maybe he'll mix in some more monks. And Scorpion raids continue. There will be a mangonel from this side. And Mihai's on the way to Imp. But Imp into what? Normally it's like Imp forward castle, but your opponent doesn't have a base anymore. So I guess you're castling one of the sides. And the right side is probably unlikely because there's step lancers. So maybe he wants to go here. But he's... I mean... He's got a lot to worry about. These Scorpions are exposed. Nice split micro. That's good. He saves the siege, but he loses the villager there. There's a lot of stuff coming from Dark now that he wasn't expecting. If Dark gets into a groove at all, he's dangerous. But just both games so far, the game plans from Mihai is just slow him down and be aggressive right away. But I could see 4 or 5 TC boom from Dark, and Dark with a very big Vill lead. How do you end the game quickly with the Romans? With a fast Imp? You need a castle to pressure the TCs, but he doesn't have army to protect it. Oh my god. Bro. This freaking ram. Some people, they just don't know how to work hard. Dude, if this ram was on these houses this whole time, it would have affected the game so much. He's almost at the pop limit, and the houses are still just sitting there. That really hurts. Oh, God. Oh, God. We've got a castle for Mihai. Yeah, he wants the castle close by. Well, I think he's okay. I think he's okay. The Lancers will go in. The Lancers will get the monk. But one Lancer gets converted. The other Lancer will die. The castle will go up. At what point does Dark have to go back into his own base and get those farms? This is crazy. 97 vills for Dark. But now his opponent is an Imperial Age. He did go for capped ram. Hello? Dark? I think Dark's brain is melting because of how chaotic this game has been. Because that is not a castle I would ever advise. Your opponent is in the Imperial Age. I guess he forgot the army was there, but he's losing everything. Over here, he is sending villagers to go back to his farms. I was kidding when I said that. He's also ram pushing from the sides into Mihai's base with capped ram and lancers. So there is a lot happening, but his castle got denied, which is bad. Army into Dark's base, or Mihai's base, could be really good, though. He's clearing up the scorpions. The vills are coming home for the farms. This castle needs to be deleted, though. You got to get that stone back at least. Cavaliers, Mihai's choice of army, and I think Cavalier's the perfect choice here. Normally, you would want to go for Halb, but then you lack mobility. Cavalier could come in here and deal with this. I don't know exactly where the stables are. I don't think he has many, but he's working on it. I think he's just had 1 or 2. And the Cavalier will have super healthy upgrades as well. Dark is now on the way to Imp. And he didn't delete the castle. He did not delete that castle, so he lost the whole castle and those villagers there. Well, when you try and create the chaos, sometimes you create it for your enemy, sometimes you create it for yourself. I think Mihai is to credit. All the things that Mihai... Oh, wait, chat's telling me he did delete it. Did he? Okay. Sorry, I read one chat message that said he didn't, and I didn't see he had the stone, but I guess he dropped the castle back here, right? So he rebuilt it. So, thank you, chat. Well, I mean, he needs defense, but more than anything, he needs an army type that works. And so, I guess Halb? Halb would make sense. Cavalier, snipe the villagers there. Now Mihai is going to push this way. Dark is just split. He's going in reverse. He's going to have to go this way. He's going to have to go back to his base. He's like saving the resources for later. Smart. It's just so tough now to know what units to make and where to go with anything. But still, like, there's a lot of value for Mihai to just push the middle. I think he should start picking up on the fact his opponent is falling back towards his main base. That is super accessible for Mihai. He's just going to get the relic right now. Dark is trying to go kip checks from the left side. He's trying to go knights on the right side. And he will try and push this side. He definitely thinks Mihai is full focused on the left. Mihai still doesn't have a lot of Cavalier, but they are out there. And he'll drop a castle. Immediately start to treb this castle down. I think Dark needs to deny this castle somehow. If he denies this castle somehow, he has some safety. Castle from Dark is wild. Just waiting for Mihai's military to show up. He doesn't really have a lot of Cavalier. He has gone for the upgrades. The upgrades are really pricey, but still only has 9 Cavalier. Might not even need more than that, though, if he's got the trebs and the castles. The trebs and the castles is huge. Akira, it's unfortunately just impossible. If we run 3 somewhat simultaneous leagues, we have 60 sets in each league. That would be 180 sets of play all 3s, which is whatever 180 times 3 is. I don't even feel like doing the math. It's impossible for me to cover every game. We'll have dedicated time for gold and for silver playoffs. So that will not be missed. I covered what I could in the early rounds, but when you host something like this, it's always with the understanding you're not going to be able to cover everything, you know? So other people have, other people hopefully will, but that's just how it goes. So I get your disappointment, but I hope you understand that just is the reality. Unless we cancel 3 months of other tournaments and then other events don't happen, which would be really bad for the scene, so... And Mihai is clinging to life on the left side castle. I don't think he needs to save his castle. I think he has to just take down his opponent's castle. And if his opponent's castle is gone, he doesn't need a castle here anymore because his Cavalier are there. Dark is struggling to repair both sides. And Dark taps out. What a crazy game, dude. It's one of those civs. If you play Cumans, you accept the risks of playing the Cumans. Everybody knew once the Civ matchup came in that Dark was going to try the second TC. There's a couple things that maybe he could have done differently. Overall, I just think that's really good play for Mihai. He was through so quickly. And again, the impressive part wasn't actually the push, because a lot of people could just get the timing on the Rams in the first couple Scorpions. But look at the way he also mastered his eco as he did it. Like, he doesn't have a single farm, right? He waits, he gets to Castle Age, double Siege Workshop, has just enough for Bowsaw and for Horse Collar, and then gets all the farms in, right? Like the perfect transition economically too. And then of course he gets enough damage, he gets in, and then that second town center is not too far away. So you have to have everything, because if you get the damage he did, but his eco is absolutely crap, this game went imp. Dark held on, and Dark would have had great opportunities. So yeah, well played. I do think the thing for Dark is the Siege Workshop position. The first Siege Workshop position, that went down right away. That was ill-advised. The second Siege Workshop was better, this one, but that's just really good play for Mihai to take it down. And we just saw the risk of the strat, right? Like, one mangonel isn't enough to save you. It's just so tough. But yeah, Dark maybe feels like he needs to take the risks. Mihai has punished him, and Mihai up 2-0. Wow, so Mihai goes for Spanish here. Some surprising things. I think there's a lot of mind games at play between these two. Mihai's gone for the Spanish. Just to pull up the draft again. I thought, I guess I need to flip it. I thought that it was going to be the other way around. I thought we were going to maybe have like Persians for Mihai, and then we'd have like maybe Vietnamese for Dark. They have options there. But for me, Persians was definitely your more typical pick, or Khmer. Mihai goes Spanish, so the first thought is immediately, will he get to Conquistadors? And I think that's very risky, but I suppose it is doable. With the Spanish walling bonus, you could maybe wall up here. This is reverse Acropolis, which is quite honestly the concept of normal Acropolis, but reversed. Shocker. Normal Acropolis, you're on the massive hill, and then everything else is lower elevation. Here, it's the opposite. So it's riskier to stay relaxed at the bottom of the hill. You'll eventually run out of wood, and you'll need the bigger wood lines and resources along the map. But this is a map that Fast Castles happened on before. That was in Gold League. I would be shocked if Fast Castle Conquistador was actually the plan for Mihai. But I also would be very, very confused if he were to play Spanish and not do it. It's like, they're good, but they're not great. Like, the building bonus isn't an amazing bonus. Blacksmith upgrades costing no gold. That's nice. But it's not like the way. Like, the way on the other side, when they get their ecotechs, they get new vills, which means you can have a massive vill lead. And really solid units as well, so... I don't know, man. I think... Oh, God. The draft is still up there. Sorry, chat. I just think that it's interesting how confused I've been with the draft. I'm sure both of these guys had their expectations going into each game as well. Yeah, just at me. The only person that added me was saying we should call it Inverse Acropolis. Thank you, Cassius, for letting me know. My bad. Someone on YouTube said something. He says, can you take that graphic down? Can't see shit. Sorry, Matt. My bad, dude. I'm dealing with a lot right now. We're tossing the drafts up so we don't have to do as much editing later. I've got Twitch chat and YouTube chat there. Alerts from both too. Like John, thanks for subbing on YouTube. It's a lot of stuff going on here. So just one guy. But yeah, this concept was made, I think, by Young Panda. And we were looking through maps and seeing if there were any concepts that were really cool. And this was the one that we saw that we really liked. So the initial version was not nearly as balanced because I think it was just something that was kind of put on a shelf to collect some dust. And I saw this and I was like, this could be pretty decent. So I like it so far. I like it a lot. We've seen a variety of different strats. And it's not just Arabia, right? We want maps that have similarities to maps that people like, but where the meta's not figured out. Speaking of, we've got a Drush now from Mihai. So there he goes. 3 militia Drush. This might be super old school. So, try not to spam T90 dads in chat to make me sound old. But back in the day, okay, one of the common strategies was Drush, which is what this is, a Dark Age Rush. Full wall into fast castle. Now, it's really uncommon if you're going to try and play unique unit, even back then. But the idea is it's to buy time, potentially kill a Vil, but just buy time. By the time they killed your army, you're already walled at home and they can't do any counter damage. And then, yeah, and then you go to the superior age and make a superior unit. But it's not that common these days. And it's certainly not common from freaking Spanish, right? Like, we didn't know what was going to happen. And now the militia are here, and Dark he's got to adapt out of this. That was an insane save from Dark. He made that look really easy. So he saves the Vil. He's going to make his own militia. Dark is amazing with Vil Wars, but this one villager is a little far away. But when you lose your scout with this build, you can't block anymore. Dark's eco is very messy, though. He's got a lot of idols inside the TC. He doesn't have any food underneath the town center. I think this Drush has worked, even though he didn't kill anything. It's done enough. Especially against the Wei, because the Wei want their eco techs. Dark is looking rough, man. Like, those Vils need to be working. What's going on? We'll go out to the deer now. What is this? How did she get here? I mean, she might end up being really important, but like, there's just this random blue villager just chilling out here, eating a deer outside the enemy walls. The strat might be man-at-arms forward archers. I just don't know how long she's been there. But there she is. Super messy game. Dark really needs some food right now. And he won't have any eco technology, so his eco is just a genuine mess. He can't even get man-at-arms. Now, he did lose 2 sheep. At one point, Mihai stole the sheep, so maybe that was part of it. But, like, I think if Mihai just played Feudal Age into skirmishers, he's okay. But now he's... Well, now he's... Dark, don't place that tower. Even that tower I'm not a fan of for reasons I'll explain. But yeah, now he's going for the fast castle. Drush fast castle conquistadors? All right, I'm going to tell you why you don't build this tower. Because your enemy can hit through the wall. So, realistically, that's what Mihai could do. It could be a villager there attacking the wall. Maybe even 2. And then you can't do any counterplay, yeah. And when the tower's up, you also can't shoot it. But Man-at-Arms is on the way. Dark is fixing the eco. Dark wants to go for the archer range after the tower. I would have just preferred to get the archers out over the tower. But you need to do what you can. And you want to do as much as humanly possible because you know your opponent's going for one of the deadliest units in the game. I like the forward. I like the Man-at-Arm forward against the Spanish. That is a good adaptation. And it's just so risky from Mihai. And Mihai won't have the resources to go Castlades very easily. Man-at-Arms and Scouts just sinking damage into the house. Now we have a counter tower from Mihai. Good call. Dark's tower is going to be battered down by that one villager. You build it one tile further back, and then it's a completely different situation. But he'll build the archer range. Eco is still not great, but he does have an army. And Mihai can't stay the same. I think Mihai needs to rely on the market. Mihai needs to rely on stonewalls here. No reason why you can't just stonewall this. Yep, perfect. But, like, this tower is a complete waste. That's just a bad tower. There's no other way to say it. He'll make an archer here and sit it behind the tower so the villagers can't batter it down, though. But the fact that your tower is that weak is a real problem if Mihai ever wants to build a counter tower to just shoot it down. All the extra stone that Dark has is being sunk into repairs. Oh, he tried to tower hop. Sometimes you can jump through the diagonal, which I saw chat was pointing out. So maybe that's why he placed the tower. Maybe it was for a tower hop. The tower's there. The tower's opening up the opportunity for the units to get in. Mihai is desperate to go to Castle Age. He's dropping stone walls. Needs to complete those walls. Dark really needs fletching. His eco's been at the limit, though. He'd have to idle his TC. I think stopping producing vills just to get the army upgrades would be worth it. And Mihai's like, come on, man. Give me the food. Give me the food, please. All this pressure from Dark is insane. Look how many weak vills are getting rotated back. This is without fletching, too. All right, click up. Okay, Mihai's on the way. I say he's Spanish. Sorry, he's not the way, but you know what I mean. He's on the way. He's hoping his castle will be on the way. That would be crazy. Imagine he sends the vills now, walks around, drops a castle in Dark's face. I think that's a little too ambitious, though. I think maybe a defensive castle to shoot the tower down, which I guess did more than I initially thought. Maybe I judged it a little hard. Mihai still collected more resources this game, but the efficiency should be far worse for him now. And the upgrade should still be coming in for Dark. So Dark's resources collected will be much higher. Mihai might have to tower to save his market. Losing your market could be extremely painful. He's got a lot of vills around. He's also running out of stone. Ooh. Ooh. So wait, he's going to run out of stone. He's preemptively trying to buy the stone so he can have enough for a castle. He's not going to save the market. The market's going to go down. He needs to buy that stone quickly here. He doesn't have any more stone. He needs to buy it. He needs to buy it. Archer's underneath the tower. Nice play from Dark. Mihai, you got to buy that stone. Mihai, your market. Your market. Your market. Buy the stone. Oh, my freaking God. Okay, he buys the stone. I think he calculated it, but I was nervous. Realistically, you just want the gold. You are going to need to have another market at some point. And he's up. So it was kind of painful getting here, but he didn't lose any villagers. Here comes the army from Dark because he sees it. We have some walls and gates from Mihai. He loses one vill now. The men-at-arms are running around. The archers are running around. No, Mihai, no. That's so good from Dark. Like, he felt like if he let this castle go up, he would be completely screwed. This army was probably going to die to whatever comes out of that castle anyways. So he just sends all the pressure. Delaying this is so nice because his economy's firing. It's still messy, though. If Conquistadors ever get over there, it's problematic. But Mihai has to go... Oh, God, guys. He doesn't have a market, so he can't even buy wood to make a scorpion. Losing that market was so bad. I think what the better play there could have been, you tower to save your market, and then the rest changes dramatically. Dark is also blocking the castle foundation with a stable, which means the villagers can't really build the whole time. There's still archers around firing. Another villager gets killed. Dark will be completely fine with his castle going up as long as he kills more vills. He's running away now. He's killed 4 vills. He has the man-at-arms there too. And kills a 5th vill. Now he kills a 6th vill. And it's going to be a 7th vill. And he still doesn't have a market. So he can't even buy food to make a conch. Losing the market was so bad. And for Dark, this is great. Because if he can win this, losing 2-1 isn't too bad. First conk is on the way, and this guy needs to just ignore this and run forward. You need to be getting some counter damage as quickly as possible. 1 Conquistador and a 4 HP militia walk into a bar. But no, seriously, you can't wait around any longer. Dark is crazy, though. Like, now he's running through? I mean, he kind of figured there wouldn't be any conks back here, so why not? Alright, well, I mean, he'll lose these vills, but now he needs to defend himself. And it can work. Dark has no army. Dark has 0 army. 0 army, 0 towers. Imagine tower defense here. It's a wide open base. He's chopped so many of the trees. What is this game? But yeah, conks can end the game, man. Conks kill vills so fast. I expected some resistance from Dark, and there's nothing. Like some skirms or something, but I think he's waiting for Jean Bays, but that's so risky. Here he is. He's fleeing on this left side. Does he know about a wood line? He doesn't know about any of that, dude. He might never find that wood line. Oh my goodness. Why is Dark fleeing to the sides like this is bypass part 2? You're not Cumans anymore, bro. It's the same thing as last game. Only worse. He doesn't know what's over here. Oh my god, he's running into the darkness on both sides, just praying to find anything. And Mihai's like, where are you, bro? Like, this is a complete wasteland. He's not going to the north, but he's going this way, and oh, what a find. What a find. There's not enough time for the Jean Bays to arrive. These vills will all die. Oh, man. I thought Dark could do this. I thought if he had some army at home just waiting a couple towers, he could do this. And now it's 31 vills for Mihai, and it's 29 for Dark. And if these vills ever get found, then even bigger problems. Dark is also producing the Jean Bays from home, which can be good, but also it gets really difficult to group up your units. Mihai's economy has improved. It has balanced out. And his base is protected with walls and a castle. And Dark is so paranoid right now. He thinks the Conquistadors are going over here, and they're actually right here. And so more villagers exposed, more snipes from the Conquistadors. And I'm actually curious if Mihai ever checks this way, because that's a long distance to check. He'll probably never find it, but at a certain point, he's going to realize that Dark doesn't have wood. Mihai's also checking. I think he wants a town center, because this is looking pretty rough for his wood line, so he's double checking. I think we'll see him build a TC on that wood line. And yeah, he's fine. Like, game number 1 and game number 2. Game number 1 was amazing play for Mihai. Game number 2 was amazing play for Mihai, but also really risky strategy from Dark. But here, it was a rough opening from Dark. He had to turn it around. But I'm just shocked after he did that much damage that he didn't brace himself for conks. Oh no, the vills were found. He was checking the wood lines. He finds it. He killed more villagers. This group of conks is 12 kills. I don't think it was all there. I only saw 2 or 3 bodies. It's smart, though, because he knew himself that he was looking for a wood line. He killed the vills there. He didn't see anything on wood down here. It can be a good unit to make, the Jean Bay, but you need to get bloodlines. 36 HP against Conquistadors is like... let's see. Having 36 HP and fighting Conquistadors is like... I don't know. Being me and fighting anyone who has any experience in any type of combat. It would not look good, okay? And, oh god, it's not looking for the villagers. More villagers going down. It's 2 town centers for Mihai. Beautiful micro before ballistics comes in. And he's just going to trade the conks off for a couple more vills. 22 villager kills for Mihai and more army where that's come from. What a turnaround. This is the storyline with Dark. Right? He's like not as consistent as some of the other players. Both in when he plays, but also in the shape he's in. And that last season, top 4 was crazy. beating Yo, beating Tato, beating Viper. But I knew when I was making my fantasy team, for example, that I didn't want to pick him because I wasn't sure what he was going to bring week to week. Next week, week after, might turn it up because he will have to. But this is an amazing start for Mihai. A 3-0 to start the group stage is great. And it just continues to look worse and worse for Dark. Like, there he kills 2 Vils. 3 Vils. Okay, so that's good. Actually, that's really good. What I thought was going to happen is Mihai was going to then kill these Vils, but that's not happening. And there's a stable for Dark, and he can get Bloodlines. He has 19 Jean Bays. Still 1 town center, but he could maybe solve that. Where are these Vils going now? I think he's scared they're about to get raided. But, yeah, he's expecting an army there. But they're not there yet. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That is so unlucky. You were right. Your game sense was right. You were thinking the right things. No. No, and now the conks are actually here. Oh, my goodness. The whole wood line will die. That is just so unfortunate. He knew that army was going to be there. He looked everywhere for it, and then he just got the timing wrong. That's crazy, man. And that's how punishing competitive AoE could be. Had the army, knew the conks would be there, but was too fast or too slow. I'm not sure which. 50 villagers now for Mihai. 31 villagers for Dark as he finally gets Bloodlines. And I do like Jean Bays against conks. I just don't like the eco situation. Good counter damage there from Dark. Mihai's got another town center over here. And Mihai has walked forward with Scorpions, which are really nice against the Jean Bays. Cav Archer has 6 base attack. So Cav Archer does a bit better, and it's very noticeable when you're up against Siege. The first volley from the Jean Bays has the extra arrow, but then they need to recharge that. So the first arrow is fine against Siege, but the others are just not. Yeah, Conquistadors really could benefit from Bloodlines as well. Maybe the armor upgrades for Mihai, but I think the economy can just win him this game. This will get awkward for him, though, because he has these 3 Conquistadors, and then he's got Scorpions that are all dying. So maybe this is where Dark could start to turn it around, but he needs a wood line. Like, he needed a town center up here, or over here, or somewhere. I'm just shocked at how... Like I said in game 1 that sometimes Dark just doesn't panic. And in situations I would panic. But then here it's like you need a little bit of urgency. You need panic. Panic is good in this case because you actually prep some army. I teamed with Dark in the 2v2 tournament. We made the finals of Silver, and I'd look over at him. This one map was sudden death. And he's got like 5 siege elephants going towards his TC, and he's in feudal age. And he's depending on me to save him. And I'm like, dude, repair your TC. Like, please. And he's like, it's fine. It's fine. I'm like 33 years old. I'm supposed to be the mature, experienced one. And then Dark is 20 years old. And then Dark's the calm one. And I'm the one who's freaking out under pressure. But I mean, it's a good personality mix. It's good for team play. But here he needs somebody telling him to prepare for the Conquistadors, man. Because then this will happen. 73 villagers against 40. The only way he has a chance is if he wins every fight. Every engagement now. Which is actually quite doable with 24 Jean Bays. If he had a Mangonel with the Jean Bays and could flatten the Scorpions first, maybe he could push the TCs as well. Siege Workshop could be really good here. What I'm surprised by with Mihai is he out of... Oh my god, he's out of gold. Kind of. So like... So he ran out of gold, which is why he hasn't made... Oh no, he has some conks here. So he is making more. And he's getting Bloodlines and he's getting Husbandry. And he has this gold here for now. So... And that whole group of Jean Bays just gets jumped on by the conks. Conks say goodbye, good night, and GG. Well, this was a weird one. This was definitely a weird game. It was a really fun series to watch. I think Mihai was far more consistent, and he had some really unique game plans. Break down Mihai's game plans in the series. You had game 1, transports, man-at-arms, forward archers, tower play into a castle drop in the middle. That was crazy. Game 2, not only was it like a siege push, which melted Dark and gave him a big lead, but followed it up. He had a really big boom and a good economy behind it. And then here, I mean, this was probably his shakiest game, but he turned it around, right? And sometimes that's part of it. You have to be able to turn it around if things go awkwardly for you. And I mean, the core of the strategy worked. My thing, though, it's like everyone knows the Conquistadors are going to be an insane unit. That's not a surprise to anybody. But after you do that much eco damage, after you harass that much and kill 7 vills, and you're the way with more eco, what I'd like to see is I'd like to see immediate reaction here. But, you know, as I'm looking at it, guys, I didn't realize in the moment, but let's just look at Dark's economy and think about what he can do. This is actually kind of brutal. He doesn't have a market. He doesn't have a lot of gold. I think he should be making skirmishers from this range. So you make skirmishers in this range, you make a second archer range, you make skirms. But he doesn't have a market, so like buying guard tower is kind of tricky. And just, yeah, I would still like to see a couple skirms at least. Or you just build the market, right? Just build the freaking market, and then you could do it. But yeah, it was always going to be a complicated timing. I think if you wait too long, then you just say, well, I need to go for Jean Bays because I'm a minute away from Castle Age. But, man, great game.